In the great forest, there was a gigantic tree. This tree was so tall that its branches reached up to the sky. Its leaves were dark green and so dense that sunlight barely filtered through. The tree's trunk was thick and smooth. In this tree lived a woodpecker and a squirrel. The woodpecker lived in a nest on the trunk with her babies, while the squirrel lived alone on one of the highest branches. Every day, the woodpecker would fly deep into the forest to search for food for her babies. During this time, the little ones would wait patiently in their nest for their mother to return. One day, while the woodpecker was away searching for food, one of her babies lost its balance and fell from the tree. At that moment, the squirrel was peacefully napping in his nest. However, he was suddenly awakened by the sound of crying. Curious, he went outside to investigate. To his surprise, he saw one of the woodpecker's tiny babies on the ground, crying. Without hesitation, the squirrel quickly climbed down from his nest, picked up the little bird, and carefully brought it back to the nest. The small baby bird was very scared, but it was so happy to be reunited with its siblings thanks to the kind squirrel. When their mother returned in the evening, the babies excitedly told her everything that had happened. The woodpecker immediately flew over to the squirrel and thanked him sincerely. "Thanks to you, my baby is safe. You don't have to live alone in this big tree. Would you like to live with us?" she asked. The squirrel's eyes lit up with joy. "Really? Of course, I'd love to," he replied happily. The next day, they all moved to a bigger nest together. From then on, the squirrel was no longer alone, and they all lived happily together for many years. In the branches of the big tree, they sang songs and played games, filling their days with joy, making both the woodpecker's babies and the squirrel happier than ever.